Good girl.
Good girl.
I got it.
I'm a senior here at UW-Eau Claire, and I have been in Alpha Xi Delta, which is a sorority here on campus this is my 4th year in the sorority.
I'm Allison, and I am a sophomore in college this year, and I joined first semester my freshman year, so I've been here in Alpha Xi Delta for a year now.
I am Eleanor Thomas. I'm a senior, and I have been in Alpha Xi Delta for 2.5 years, and I'm the Public Relations Vice President.
I'm Morgan Herbst, and I'm a sophomore, and I joined last fall, so I've been in Alpha Xi Delta for a year. Back home, I work at like a bar and grill, and one of my coworkers was, I don't know how it got brought up, we were talking about how I was in a sorority, and she goes, "Oh my gosh, you're not one of those sorority girls, Morgan, now I think less of you," and I was like, no, it's not like that, and then I went on to explain how it's like nothing like the movies. It's not like the stereotypical like sorority.
I think that the minute you tell someone you're in a sorority, they just kind of put you into this box as being a stereotypical sorority girl that Hollywood portrays. And I think that there's been times like when I initially joined where I felt kind of insecure about it because of the ingrained stereotypes, but now that I'm a senior, most people do know that I'm in Alpha Xi Delta because I'm constantly wearing my letters and talking about my sorority and all the good that we do for each other and our community.
At first, it started when I told my mom that I wanted to go down to recruitment. She was kind of negative about it. She wasn't completely for it. She had kind of bad representations of sororities when she was in college. But she supported me in deciding to. And then other than that, just sometimes when people see my letters, I can see them just looking and kind of judging me based on that. And then also some of my friends aren't totally for it. They don't really get why I like it and why it's something that I want to be a part of. But I mean, if they're really my friends, they just kind of let it go.
At first, when I was a freshman and I didn't know anyone on campus, it was hard. I had made friends in the dorms who I told I was joining a sorority, and all their remarks were, "That's really stupid, why would you join a sorority, that's so dumb," and things like that. And at first, I had really a lot of negative remarks as my friends who I had just met for only a couple weeks since I joined as a first semester freshman. They kind of resented me for a little bit at first, and then once they kind of learned about what I actually did in the sorority and what it stood for, my friends who told me that the sorority was stupid and kind of demeaning, they actually ended up joining a sorority a semester later once they actually learned about what it stood for, so I thought that was really cool. I decided to join a sorority. I'm from a really small hometown back near Milwaukee. And I didn't know anybody when I came to campus, so I really wanted to become involved on campus, and I thought that sorority life or Greek life in general, was a really good way to meet a lot of people through campus, and I honestly didn't know one person when I came here, so it really helped with just getting to know a lot of people and getting really involved with the community.
I just wanted to find people that would be there for me and would be around whenever I needed them, and it was a good way to make friends and get out there.
I decided to join Greek life because I wanted to become more involved on campus and wanted to get to know more people.
I decided to join a sorority because one of my best friends, my cousin, is in a sorority, and I know how much of her life it is and how much it means to her, and she's always doing stuff with her sorority, and her best friends are in her sorority, so I wanted to check it out.
I didn't really have many expectations when I joined, it was just more than I thought it would be. Like, I kind of just thought it would be something on the side, just something extra to do with my time, but it's basically, it's a lot more than that. It's like something that has like changed my daily life in a good way. Like, I live in the house now, so I'm basically around Alpha Xi Delta all the time, but it's really nice to have that kind of support system and just to have people there whenever.
I expected to just be, I don't know, sounds kind of stupid, but just like a lot of pictures and like the t-shirts and whatever, and it's a lot more than that is what I've learned.
So my expectations coming into Alpha Xi Delta were just getting a lot of leadership opportunities, which I actually did experience throughout through now my 4 years in Alpha Xi Delta. And I just expected everyone to be really nice and welcoming, which I received every day and I still do. And just a sense of home. I had heard that everyone had always talked about a sense of sisterhood in the sorority, and I just found my home away from home, especially being from far away, being 4 hours away from Eau Claire. It was hard at first, and then finding a home away from home really helped me fit into the school.
I feel like a lot of the stereotypical sororities are like preppy girls. There's a lot of drama included, and that's not the case in Alpha Xi Delta here at UW-UC at all.
I kind of thought that, like, you know, the general stereotypes, just that they weren't very nice and it's like just paying to have friends and whatever. But then I realized that, like, the girls are all just so sweet and so nice. One of the other stereotypes is that we're not very good at school, but we are basically awesome at school. And, like, we have one of the highest cumulative GPAs, like, in our sorority of any of the other Greek chapters. And that was pretty cool to me because that's what we're here for ultimately. We're here for school, so to be involved in something that is going to help you with that is great.
Being in Alpha Xi Delta has really helped me with my academics. We have required study hours that are often held in the library, where we have, typically on the 4th floor, we have like a table designated to our chapter where a lot of the girls go to study, and it's really motivating seeing everyone else around me studying, and it's really encouraging to have like other people in the sorority, especially as a freshman and sophomore. Girls that are older than you can ask them really good professors that you recommend or classes that they should take, and I think it's just really encouraging.
We do a lot of stuff together. Our sisterhoods are, we do it about every 2 weeks probably, where we all just get together and hang out and have fun, and we can have fun without drinking and doing that kind of stuff and going out, and it's just like a lot of fun to be with everybody.
I emphasize that our sorority is dry, and it's not like we don't have these huge house parties with like binge drinking. That's like not a thing here, or with Alpha Xi Delta nationally. And then we have sisterhoods and get to build each other up, and I talk about like the leadership positions and how it's helped me to become a better leader, both with the sorority and how that's transposed into my career.
One of the main things is that people always think that sororities and Greek life in general haze their new members and anyone just like in the sorority in general, but I have never experienced hazing once being in Alpha Xi Delta, especially through going through recruitment and things like that, where people mostly generalize sororities with hazing, but I've never had anything to do with that.
I think that people, like anyone who's in Greek life, has is impacted by the stereotypes just because they're so ingrained in the messages that Hollywood disseminates to their audiences. So I don't think Greek life on our campus is anything like the campuses that are portrayed in films.
I don't take it as a personal thing when people kind of say, oh, you just party all the time, or they don't really know what it stands for. And it's kind of hard to explain to people what a sorority is when they're not in it. But I do my best with trying to explain to them like what we actually stand for, even if people don't believe me or not. I don't take it like critical.
I just kind of don't think too much about it, kind of let it go, because I know what kind of environment it is and how awesome it is for the people in it. And, you know, people outside, they can have their opinions, but I can't really do much to change them other than show like who I am as a person and how that represents the sorority. I feel like because we're kind of a smaller school and we're a smaller sorority, we don't have as many of the issues of like partying as some other bigger campuses would, just because, I mean, we don't have as many people and we have like a dry house, so we don't have to worry about that kind of thing.
I think that another thing about Greek life on Eau Claire's campus is it's so much smaller, so there's not as much credit within our sorority because people are like, oh, well, you're not the same size as the U or Madison. And I think that while there is power in numbers, that arguably we know each other better because we can know all of our sisters very well, and that helps us to be recognized, like recognizing each other's needs and stuff like that.
I think that everything that I was looking for was what I found, and I'm really happy with it.
I have met some of my best friends, and I love every single one of my Alpha Xi Deltas, and everybody's there to support you.
Alpha Xi Delta has helped me become more confident within myself and to help me realize my fullest potential with my academics, and has provided me with tremendous amount of support throughout my college career, and I know that my sisters will be there for me after I graduate as well.